Neverwinter's 2021 Mod Sharndar and Campaign Questing Tips. I wanted to make this video for you while in Neverwinter's Mod 20 Sharndar, their new campaign. There's always a lot of confusion that happens when a new mod comes out in Neverwinter or there's a major change. And Neverwinter has seen a lot of those types of things lately, especially over the past year. If you're a new or newer Neverwinter player, or maybe a casual player that likes to play but haven't thought much about the way you go through a new Neverwinter campaign, then I suggest you watch this video. I'm sure other players do different things, but this is how I like to jump into the game to play a Neverwinter campaign like Neverwinter's Mod 20 Sharndar in 2021, when I get to play on a regular basis. These are some of the campaign and daily tips I hope you find useful. I will be showing you what I like to do so far in Neverwinter's new Mod 20 Sharndar, but also share with you what you can do to help you through your Neverwinter adventures in other Neverwinter campaigns. In other words, some of these tips can be used in other Neverwinter campaigns too. I like to start by logging into Neverwinter. Then I start working my way through all characters. And you want to make sure you invoke, so you can get those invocation blessings. Your celestial bags of refining that you get that contain coupons, refining stones, those types of goodies. And you get your ardent coins and celestial coins, which can be used to buy items that you can then sell for astral diamonds. And then you also get your rough astral diamond boost. And all these things that you get from invoking apply to all your different Neverwinter characters, and they can be gathered by each one. And that's of course why it's useful to invoke through all of them at all time intervals, if you can, during the day. The next thing to do is pull up the daily dungeon queues. Now I always start with the random trial queue, and then after that's done, I'll go through and do the epic queue. I already did the trial queue for the day, but I do that because it gives me the most rough astral diamonds, and astral diamonds are really what I'm after for here. And if I feel like it later, I'll do the skirmish and random dungeon queue at the bottom. But lately I'm only doing the trial and the epic queues due to the amount of time it takes to get into the queues and the amount of time it takes to finish them. Now this can be speeded up if you play as a healer or tank. Plus you get the bonus AD. But for me personally, those really aren't roles I enjoy. Not as many players play in those roles, so queues up faster. After I'm queued up, I go to the auction house, check to see if anything's sold, also check email. Now relist items if I have more things to sell. After that, it's time to start the campaign quest to gather what resources I want. If you don't know, when a new campaign opens up, like Mod 20 New Sharndar, and if you're fortunate to have access to it, some resources are very valuable early on and can be gathered to sell for astral diamonds. And the price is usually high because not many players have been hitting the new areas, so the supply is low, which is what causes the prices to go higher. Some campaigns give you resources that you can use to purchase hot items, like Juma bags in Valenhaz from the Descent into Avernus campaign. Other areas like the new Mod 20 Sharndar campaign drop shattered diamond shards that are popular for a while. As I mentioned a moment ago, it's a hot new item, which when you gather those, you can go in, put them up for sale, make some nice astral diamonds that way. There's a cap on the amount of campaign progression resources. New Mod 20 Sharndar happens to have a cap of 100 iron curios per week right now. And usually different campaign areas have specific area currencies. Like I'll just show another one here, like the Underdark campaign, that only allows 1200 demonic currency to be held at one time. And you can check that normally by going to the campaign store and hovering over the currency, and that's an easy way to check that out. New Mod 20's currency is the same way for campaign store items. I want to let you know if you're a new or newer Neverwinter player, you can check out my 12 tips for new Neverwinter players in 2021. When this video is finished, I'll drop a link down below under the affiliate product links, so you can check that out if you need some help figuring things out in Neverwinter. I like to run my Arbiter Cleric, Control Wizard, and Barbarian through new campaigns. So I always have a variety of somewhat current characters available to use as insurance against Cryptic's class changes that occur. I like to run each of my 3 characters to at least cap out whatever the weekly cap is to my campaign progression. And before I forget, if you do things differently than I do, feel free to share that in the comments. One of this channel's goals is to help players have a satisfying experience, and sharing's good. You can start with your favorite character of the moment to play through the daily and weekly campaign progression quests up until the daily queues are finished. Then switch over to your next alternate character to farm the campaigns. I'll do the same thing with my main character the next time I'm in game, and like to do something productive while waiting for the dungeon queues to pop so I can get my precious rough astral diamonds. When beginning a new campaign area, you want to, of course, figure out where to begin your quests. So talk to different NPC characters, and it's usually pretty easy to find a starting quest. Neverwinter campaigns have storyline quests that need to be completed, along with getting your daily and weekly campaign progression items. So start with those. In Neverwinter's Mod 20 New Sharndar, you'll get to the Heroic Undertaking quest, which will give you 25 Iron Curios. And if you don't know, this is also common in other Neverwinter's campaigns. You can also pick up these weekly quests, and these weekly quests will give you a bulk amount of campaign progression resources and a higher number of the campaign's currency, like the Bashan Ordur plans. And that's more than you would get from the daily quests. I only have one weekly quest open in New Sharndar at this point, but as you progress, more will open. So if you're pressed for time, you can often focus on the weekly quests, where you'll get a higher resource payoff with a few daily quests thrown in to reach your weekly cap. And in this case, the progression cap is 100 Iron Curios. Then you campaign away while waiting for your dungeon and skirmish Astral Diamond making queues to begin, letting you accomplish your campaign Astral Diamond gathering, resource farming goals together, while hopefully talking to your other Neverwinter friends and enjoying some of the gameplay. If you need some help, you can always go to your game's chat and use the Say feature, and this will talk to other players who are in the same instance of the map you're in. So if you need some help with minor heroic encounters, plus MHE for minor HE, or just do plus MHE, and someone will invite you to the minor heroic encounters if they happen to be working those. You could also go to Zone Chat for all the instances in the Mod 20 campaign, or whatever campaign you're in. And let's say you want to knock out those big heroic encounters, you could do plus for BHE for big heroic encounter, and eventually other players will invite you so you can join in on a heroic encounter that's about to begin, and that will help you to get through your big and minor heroic encounters. You should start with your weeklies early in the week, because you'll have access to more players willing to help you complete them. And it lets you get what I call bulk resource gathering done quickly. Then move on to your daily quests as you can. You can click on my Neverwinter's Tips playlist in the description below for more great Neverwinter tips, and you can help support this channel through the PayPal link below, or by making a purchase through an Amazon affiliate link, where I'll get a small commission if you buy something at no additional cost to you. I hope this video helps you, and thanks for watching.